Artificial intelligence has just landed in our backyard. It's a Facebook posting that's totally false, but apparently had some folks believing it. That social media post is circulating on Facebook. It says an ancient sinkhole has opened up at the Red Clay State Historic Park in Bradley County. Now, folks, it stirred up lots of buzz, encouraging users in the comments section, many of them amazed by it and sharing it. There's just one problem. The article is fake. Not one word of it is true. The whole thing created by artificial intelligence. I confirmed that with Park Manager Aaron Medley this afternoon. The post describes the fake sinkhole as about 40 feet wide and more than 20 feet deep. At first glance, everything looks real. It raised a lot of questions, but mostly how safe media consumption practices are being impacted by the age of artificial intelligence.
Created this whole buzz about this something that didn't even happen. I mean, just think of how that could be used for not for good things. You know, we're lucky in that, yes, some good came out of it because it got people interested in red clay, but it could also go the other way.
Medley says the fake post generated a lot of business for the park and the gift shop. She said people came into the park all day wanting to see the big sinkhole. But she urges caution and to not be disappointed when you find out the report is a fake. And folks, this one was fairly obvious. What really gave this thing away was the size of that ridiculous hole in the ground. The earthquake that would have caused something like that would have been 3 to 4 times bigger than the earthquake that hit here several weeks ago. Obviously fake. Now, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So how do you spot an AI-generated image? Well, we've gathered some tips so that you won't get fooled. Look for unusual or inconsistent details like asymmetrical facial features and odd finger placement. AI often struggles with complex textures and patterns with noticeable disruptions. AI-generated images also have inconsistent or unrealistic lighting and shadows. You might also look for background features that seem to be just a little out of place. AI tends to make mistakes when scaling objects, either making them appear too large or too small. Other signs include looking for digital manipulation like blurring, pixelation, and strange color patterns. Folks, if it looks fake, it probably is. Now, when it comes to writing and checking out the facts of any claim, here's what to look for. Mike Britton with Abnormal AI says AI chat bots are helping scammers write messages that are not only free of typos, but also closely resemble those of trusted senders. Britton explains that scammers often work with a sense of urgency, attempting to get people to click on the links. Now, that might look like an email from a client or a boss asking for an urgent task, or a social media post from an unknown source with a salacious headline.
A few samples of your writing or email. I can mimic your style using a ChatGPT or a Claude or any other AI chatbot. It's fairly trivial to understand what tools and technologies your organization uses, whether you're a Zoom shop or you use Microsoft, whatever you use for email, and I can start to craft third-party type of messages attacking you.
Now, Britton explains the best thing to do is to check other sources before believing what you see firsthand. Don't click on any links immediately. Investigate first, and most importantly, do not act fast. If it seems off or too good to be true, again, most of the time, it probably is not true. For more information on this fake post and tips on how to spot AI on social media, check it out at local3news.com.